And we're back, guys. I'm your host, Good Energy. SW19 is here, and we have the future of tennis. Coco's in the building. Look, 2 years in a row, she's been put up against some tough Americans. Sophia Kenin, that right? Remember the early first round exit last time out? But overall, guys, I did the poll in the community. Who's been the most consistent? Even if we go back the last year, including Wimbledon, at these slams, it's been Coco. We know the last three slams, she's won the U.S. Open. We know that she made the semifinal in the Australian Open against Sabalenka, where 6-5, 30 love. She had a chance. I tell you, that was her slam number two right there. She literally gave it to Sabalenka. And she made the semifinals at the French Open before losing to Iga. Big, bad Iga. Look, Iga's been the roadblock to a lot of what Coco could have accomplished in terms of her short career. And I would say even more, right? Because she's already so accomplished, from age 13 to 19. She's the most accomplished player on tour out of all of these ladies, which is a lot to say. She's pretty darn big time, right? Now, I think Coco's going to win Wimbledon. She's my pick to win it all. So, no disrespect to Dolehide, I do think this will be a challenging matchup. Coco owns the head-to-head to love, and both times they've played, Dolehide has had some pretty intense competitive first sets with Coco. She actually even had the chance the last time they played, both master events. She had a chance to win the last set, but Coco would come back and take it in a tiebreak. Now, Dolehide is very aggressive. She's got a good backhand. She's tall. She's very strong and very physical. And these types of opponents present problems for Coco because Coco's small. She's an average sized woman. She's very small, guys. If you take a look at all these other players on tour, for her success and how dominant she's been, to be so small, it's very impressive. But I like Coco to defeat Dolehide. And I want to take a look at the quarters. We're going to start with Iga's quarter, right? Because Iga's the number one seed. She is the favorite overall to win her quarter. But if you're not familiar with how they, because the quarters is technically what they would consider a future option, right? So it's a future wager. So let's take a quick look at the quarters. If you think Iga will win her quarter, which is technically quarter number one because she's the number one seed, if you wager $1 on Iga to win her quarter, you'll win back $1. It's an even return. Danielle Collins, if you think she'll win quarter number one, if you wager $1 on her, you'll win back $6. Marquetta's also in Iga's quarter. That's tough. The reigning and defending champion. If you think she'll win quarter number one, wager $1 on her, you'll win back $7. Big Mama Asta, who a lot of people think will be the one to knock out Iga. If you think she'll win quarter number one, wager $1 on her, you'll win back $12. Beatrice Haddad, wager $1 on her. She's also in quarter number one. You'll win back $12. And Veronika Kudermetova, if you think she'll win quarter number one, wager $1 on her. You'll get back 14. Carolyn Garcia, bonjour, como allez-vous? She's another person that could possibly upset Iga. Wager $1 on her. You'll get back 20. Potapova, wager $1 on her. You'll get back 35. That's about enough for quarter number one. Let's head to quarter number two, right? Now, this is directly below Iga's quarter, right? Elena Rybakina, if you think she'll win quarter number two, that's another opponent that a lot of people think if she runs into Iga, she could knock Iga out of this tournament. Wager $1 on Elena Rybakina to win quarter number two, you'll win back $1.20. Ons, the best shot maker in the world, who plays well on grass, an 80% win percentage on grass. Wager $1 on her to win quarter number two. You'll win back $3.33. Big game Jessie P, who's looked great lately. If you think she'll win quarter number two, wager $1 on her. You'll win back $5. Long hair don't care. If you think she'll win quarter number two, wager $1 on her. You'll win back $12. The other players in this quarter, I'll take a look at Ludmilla. If you wager $1 on her, you'll win back 16. If you wager $1 on Svitolina, you'll win back 16. I don't really see any other threats in quarter number 2 besides Alicia Parks, who's playing hot. Alicia Parks can beat anyone in this quarter, and I got Alicia Parks beating Caroline Wozniacki as the underdog. By the way, Caroline, if you think she'll win quarter number 2, put $1 on her. You'll win back $30. Wow. Alicia Parks, if you think she will win quarter number 2, put $1 on her. You'll win back $125. Whoa, they are fading Alicia Parks big time. Let's go to quarter number 3, where we have someone that plays well on grass. Aryna Sabalenka hits hard. If you think she'll win quarter number 3, she actually has the worst odds out of all the top seeds to win her quarter. If you think Sabalenka will win quarter number 3, put $1 on her and you'll win back 80 cents. Yeah, a lot of people think Sabalenka might win this tournament. Emma Raducanu, put $1 on her, you'll win back 8. Mira, put $1 on her, you'll win back 7. Queenman, put $1 on her, you'll win back 10. Dasha, put $1 on her, you'll win back 14. Ekaterina, put $1 on her, you'll win back 12. Sakri will get you $16. Mukova will get you 20. Paula Badosa will get you 30. I don't really see anyone else that could pose a threat there. Brenda Favertova, put $1 on her, you'll win back 150. Now, quarter number 4. Coco is the number 2 seed, and she's completely the opposite bracket of Iga. They can only meet in the championship match, and that's where Coco needs to be as that number 2 seed, avoiding Iga. It hasn't gone well with Iga, just a different style. Styles make fights. If you think Coco will win her quarter, now, of all the quarters in the top seeds from each respecting quarter, Coco has the worst chances of winning her quarter, which I think is interesting. If you think Coco will win quarter number 4, put $1 on her, you'll win back $1.60. Madison Keys is in that draw. Put $1 on her, you'll win back $3.50. Osaka, put $1 on her, you'll win back $4. Jasmine Polini, put $1 on her, you'll win back 10. BB, $1 on her, you'll win back 16. Vika, you'll win back 16. I don't really see anyone else. I mean, we can't technically leave out Pliskova. Put $1 on her, you'll win back 25. Sloan, put $1 on her, you'll win back 100. Whoa. And let's get down to the nitty gritty, guys. Overall, the favorites to win the tournament. Let's take a look at that, because personally, I think Coco's going to win it all. And I think she's being disrespected a little bit here, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys think? You think Coco, for her to be... Okay, so the overall favorites to win it is Sabalenka. If you put $1 on her, you'll win back $3.75. If you put $1 on Iga, you'll win back $4.25. Rybakina, you'll win back $6. Coco, you'll win back $7. Ons, you'll win back $14. Osaka, you'll win back $17. Pegula, $20. Madison Keys, $20. And that about rounds up your favorites to win it. I think Coco's going to win Wimbledon because I like her draw. I like how things are looking in her draw. She gets past Dolehide. In the second round, she'll take on Olga or Tadoni. She's never faced any of those. I don't think she'll have a problem with any of those players. A third round potential matchup could come from either Clara Burel, who she just defeated at the Indian Wells. But keep in mind, Burel did beat Coco in juniors. Okay. Ava Liz, who she's never faced. Cartel, she's never faced. Sorana Cirstea is in the mix, which Coco owns a head-to-head there. Emma Navarro, she owns a head-to-head against. We saw her beat her in Auckland earlier this year. Wong, she's never faced. Perry, she has beat before. I remember as a junior, Coco gave Diane Perry a bagel. I don't think she'll have a problem with Diane Perry. Osaka could be a challenge here, but I think she would get past Osaka just using her athletic ability. Diana Snyder, she's never faced. Pliskova, she just beat earlier this year with the umpire Pierre controversy. Sloan, the head-to-head is tied. They both played at the U.S. Open and the French Open. Coco winning the French Open matchup last time they faced. I think Coco would beat Sloan. Azarenka, they've played once, and Vika owns that head-to-head. That was in Mexico, where Vika just snapped at the chair umpire. I covered that match. And a lot of people talk about entitlement. Vika, the things she says to chair umpires, and even Buskova. By the way, I'm going to talk about Coco's doubles as well. Sinyakova. Some of these players really disrespect the chair umpires. And what Vika said to that chair umpire, if you don't know how to do your job, you shouldn't be sitting up there. Coco gets 4 calls in a row and she finally stands up for herself, and people want to just destroy Coco for finally standing up for herself. Even at the U.S. Open with, the chair umpire where, what's her name from Germany? I'm having a brain freeze. Fill me in. You know what I'm talking about. Laura Sigmund, right? After the sixth time of letting her get away with time violations, Coco stands up, and again, you want to crucify Coco. When Vika destroyed this chair umpire, completely insulted her and disrespected her, didn't even get any type. I think the chair umpire should have gave Vika a penalty for how bad she insulted her, but nonetheless, Keys. Now, Coco did own the head-to-head against Madison Keys at 1.31. Madison's won the last two matchups, and that concerns me a little bit because Madison has figured something out against Coco. There's no one in this bottom half of the draw that I see troubling Coco except Arena Sabalenka hits hard. She scares me. That's the only one in the bottom half of this draw that I think can challenge Coco. And a lot of people think, as they would meet in the semifinal match, a lot of people think that Sabalenka is going to win that. But I don't think Sabalenka has looked good. And I think personally, if they meet in the semifinal match, I think Coco will win that match because I have Coco winning Wimbledon. Why? I think Coco's speed and athletic ability matched with her defense and her short balls on the faster surface. I think that's going to remove Sabalenka from that baseline and force her into a game she's not comfortable with. You do not see Sabalenka consistently beat opponents by playing inside the baseline. She plays deep. She loves to angle her backhand and her forehand solid as well, and it starts with her serve. But get her inside. She's not going to hit aces every first serve, okay, or even every second serve that she gets. Get Sabalenka inside the baseline consistently. She makes mistakes, and a lot of people have to realize Sabalenka is not unbeatable. She's lost matches. She's lost lots of matches, ladies and gentlemen. And I've talked about this in the past. And a lot of people, they seem to forget how many matches she's lost. Now, Sabalenka, we all know she's a number 3 seed. She lost her second world ranking at the French Open when she failed to make the semifinal match, right? She was eliminated. And she was upset about that. She was bounced out in the French Open by Mira Andreeva. A lot of people ran with the story that she didn't feel well, and it's possible she didn't feel well, but again, we can't take any credit from Mira Andreeva. Now, over the last couple seasons, Sabalenka has lost, and I'm not including this season, but if you want to include this season as well, Sabalenka has lost 48 matches. That's a lot of matches, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, 48, 47, something like that. She's beatable. And if people forget that, on the year she's 30-9, she is playing well. Overall, she's a really good grass player. She's one of the better grass players on tour. She's got a 70% win percentage on grass. But Coco's solid as well, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean, again, over the last couple seasons, I've talked about how the numbers have been really so consistent between, I mean, what do we want to call it? The big three, the big four? I don't care. However you want to term it. The numbers have been practically identical. We take a look at Coco the last couple seasons. We'll factor in this season as well. She's lost 49 matches. Right there with Sabalenka, 47, 48, 49, Elena Rybakina, they're all producing about the same consistency. The difference is when it comes to the slams. Coco's been a lot more consistent at the slams. And I do think Coco would beat Sabalenka as she owns the head-to-head against Sabalenka already. I don't think Sabalenka really frustrates Coco more than someone like Iga Swiatek, right? Because Iga's assault is from all over the court. Where Sabalenka, you know what she wants to do. She wants to beat you from deep. While Iga Swiatek, she can beat you, since she's worked on her deep ball, she can now beat you behind the baseline, inside the baseline. Iga beats you coming cross court with her backhand. She beats you down the line with her forehand. She beats you with her serve placement. She attacks your forehand. Iga does so many things. She plays fast. She speeds you up. And not that Sabalenka doesn't speed you up. She really does. That's how she loves to beat her opponents, by overpowering them and speeding them up. But the problem is Iga's a lot more consistent. She doesn't make as many mistakes as Sabalenka. Sabalenka makes a lot of mistakes, from her double faults to her unforced errors, to the point, and even her faults, to the point where she lets opponents back in service games. How often do we see Sabalenka down 30-40 or 15-30? You don't see that a lot with Iga. Iga's really consistent, and a lot of Iga's sets, they go under 9.5 games because she's so consistent. But I have Coco winning Wimbledon. I have her getting past Carolyn Dolehide in the first round matchup, guys. Comment below. We are going to resume with the second half of the draw. That's going to be day 2 matches. Comment below who do you like to win. Check the community. We're going to do polls for matchups. Thank you guys for the love and support. Enjoy Wimbledon. I'm excited. This is going to be the best slam of the year so far, leading right into the Olympics. I can't wait.